Hello friends, and welcome to Ambition Unleashed, where we inspire you to lead a life full of purpose, passion, and growth. One day in a small town, a local philosophy professor, known for his unconventional teaching methods, made a special visit to a primary school. On the day of his visit, he entered the classroom with a gleam of curiosity in his eyes, carrying a large empty glass jar under his arm. This immediately caught the students' attention, and it was clear this was no ordinary school day. He placed the jar on the table in front of the class and then pulled out a pile of large stones, each about the size of a fist. Carefully, he began placing the stones into the jar, one by one, until no more could fit. Turning to the class, he asked, "Is the jar full?" The students, seeing that no more stones could fit, nodded and answered, "Yes." To their surprise, the professor then pulled out a bag of pebbles. He started pouring them into the jar, gently shaking it to allow the smaller pebbles to settle into the open spaces between the larger stones. Again, he asked, "Is the jar full now?" Some of the students, starting to understand his point, hesitated, but many agreed, "Yes, it's full." The professor then pulled out a bag of sand and began pouring it into the jar. The tiny grains of sand filled all the remaining spaces between the pebbles and the stones. For the third time, he asked, "Is the jar full now?" By now, the students, catching on, replied, "Probably not." Finally, the professor took a jug of water and poured it into the jar, soaking the sand. Only then did he agree that the jar was truly full. He looked at the students and said, "I want you to understand that this jar represents your life. The stones are the most important things: your family, your health, and your friends. These are the things that, if everything else was lost, your life would still be full." He continued, "The pebbles are the other things that matter: your job, your house, your car. The sand represents the little, often trivial things." He explained further, "If you fill the jar with sand or pebbles first, there's no room for the stones. The same applies to life. If you spend all your time and energy on the small things, the daily tasks and distractions, you'll never have room for what truly matters. The stones represent the essential parts of your life, the things that bring you happiness and fulfillment. These are the things that, if neglected, may leave your life feeling empty in the end." With a powerful conclusion, he said, "Make sure you put the stones in first. They are your foundation. Your family, your health, and your dreams are the pillars of your life. Don't let the pebbles or the sand, the secondary tasks, the routine, the trivialities take priority over them. At the end of your journey, it is the stones that will define your life's meaning and value. Let your life be driven by the things that enrich your spirit, fulfill your soul, and matter the most. The rest is just pebbles and sand." As the professor finished, a thoughtful student raised her hand and asked, "But professor, what about the water? Where does that fit into our lives?" The professor smiled at her insightful question and responded, The water. The water represents the small, unexpected moments of joy: the coffee or tea with a friend, the spontaneous laughter, the shared moments of relaxation and connection. No matter how full your life may seem, there's always room for these moments of joy, even amidst the chaos." He paused and continued, "In life, we often find ourselves juggling priorities, trying to fit everything into our limited time. We get caught up in the hustle and bustle, sometimes forgetting what truly matters. This jar, our life, is not infinite, it only has so much space. If you fill it with sand and pebbles first, the mundane, the peripheral things, you leave no room for the stones. But if you focus on your stones first, your family, your health, your passions, these are the things that, when everything else is stripped away, will still leave you content and fulfilled." He concluded, "Take care of these precious stones first. Make time for your loved ones, nurture your well-being, and pursue your passions. And while doing so, never forget to make room for the water, the unplanned moments of connection, joy, and relaxation. The pebbles and sand will fit in around the important things, but they should never consume all your time and energy. They shouldn't crowd out what's meant to be at the core of your life." He paused, then added, "In the end, it's not about having a busy life filled to the brim. It's about living a fulfilling life, rich in meaningful experiences. It's not just about counting the days, it's about making the days count. It's about balancing the stones, the pebbles, the sand, and the water in a way that brings you true joy and purpose. With a final smile, he said, "This is Take the Leap Motivation. Thank you for watching. Until next time, remember to prioritize your stones and make every moment count. And stay blessed."